All right, today we are diving deep into a really powerful idea from ancient Greece. It's this incredible metaphor about the journey of the human soul. Let's get right into it.
So let's just start with this huge question, one that the ancient Pythagoreans were obsessed with. What if this life isn't your only one? What if your soul is an eternal traveler, learning and growing every single time it comes back?
You see, this whole concept of a soul that travels through lifetimes was absolutely fundamental to their beliefs. So before we can really get our heads around Plato's big metaphor, we got to start right here, with this idea of the soul's endless journey.
The official term for this is transmigration. You can think of it as a kind of reincarnation. The core idea is that your soul moves from one life to the next, and whatever wisdom, or frankly whatever chaos you create in this life, it directly sets the stage for the next one.
And here's the most important part. What's the point of it all? Well, it's not just about getting endless do-overs. The goal is to grow. Every single life is a brand new chance to polish and refine your soul, to get just a little bit closer to a kind of divine perfection.
So this brings us to the philosopher Plato. He took this incredible idea of a soul on a quest for refinement and gave us this unforgettable way to visualize the whole internal struggle. He called it the chariot of the self.
Okay, so picture this. Your soul is a chariot, but you're not just some passenger along for the ride. No, you are the charioteer, the one holding the reins, and you're trying your best to control two incredibly powerful and very different horses.
So let's break this amazing image down. First, there's you, the charioteer. That represents your reason, your logic, the part of you that's trying to steer everything toward truth. Then you've got the horses. One is a noble horse. That's your spirit, your ideals, your ambition for honor. And the other is a bold horse. That's all your earthly appetites, your passions, your desires.
All right, so you've got reason at the helm, and these two powerful forces pulling you forward. But the real drama of this whole metaphor, and let's be honest, the story of our lives, is the constant tension between these two horses. So on one hand, you've got this noble horse. It naturally wants to align with your reason, always pulling toward higher goals and honor. But then there's the bold horse, and it's constantly getting distracted by earthly things, trying to yank the chariot off course toward instant pleasure. Sound a little familiar? But here's what is absolutely crucial to understand. Plato isn't setting up a simple battle of good versus evil. No way. The source material is super clear on this. Neither horse is better than the other. Both are vital. Both have their own unique strengths, and you need both of them to move forward at all.
The real problem starts when one horse completely takes over. If your ideals totally crush your passions, your journey becomes rigid and lifeless. But if your desires run wild with no guidance, your path just descends into chaos. Either way, the whole system breaks down, and the journey grinds to a halt.
So, if the goal isn't for one horse to just beat the other one into submission, what's a charioteer to do? Well, the answer lies in something much more subtle. It's the art of balance. This isn't a fight, it's a dance.
You see, the true skill of the charioteer, of your reason, is not to pick a favorite. It's to be a master conductor, a weaver who can take the wild energy of one horse and the noble spirit of the other and braid them together, guiding them so they pull in harmony.
And check out what happens when you get it right. When the horses are pulling together, the charioteer's vision becomes totally clear. In that state of harmony, the soul actually gets a glimpse of what Plato called the forms, these perfect essences of truth and beauty. And you carry that wisdom with you into your next life.
But then, look at the flip side. If the horses are constantly fighting each other, the poor charioteer is completely consumed just trying to keep the thing from crashing. Their focus is gone, that beautiful vision of the forms fades away, and the soul tumbles into the next life totally unprepared, blinded by all that inner conflict.
This all leads us to the ultimate destination. I mean, what's the reward for all this hard work of creating inner harmony? Well, the ancient Greeks had a perfect word for it: flourishing.
Let's just touch on those forms again for a second. Think of them as the perfect eternal ideals of things like justice, beauty, and truth. They're like the divine blueprints of reality that the soul is always trying to get a better look at.
So, a soul that manages to achieve that inner balance gets a crystal clear front row seat to view these forms between lifetimes. And that vision, that insight, acts like a guiding star, lighting up the path for its next journey here on Earth.
And that state, that ultimate goal, is eudaimonia. Now, it's often translated as happiness, but that doesn't even come close. It's so much deeper. It's a state of genuine human flourishing, a life where your reason, your spirit, and your passions are woven together into this beautiful, harmonious whole, always reaching for wisdom.
And so, this incredible metaphor from thousands of years ago brings us right back to the present, to a very simple, very personal question. As you go about your life, with all of your ambitions and all of your desires pulling you in a million directions, who is really driving your chariot?